Hello everybody, it's Gygjas and this is turn 33. I've been a little bit ill the last couple of days, so hopefully my commentary is okay and we can get through this together. Thank you very much. So research and conjuration is completed. That brings us up to level 4. That means we have access to all of the various drakes. They're lovely. They've been improved steadily over the course of Dominions 5, and now I know the Ice Drake certainly has armor negating breath. I think the Fire Drake might still have armor piercing, but just very high strength. Also means we have maggots, which may or may not come in handy if we fight any Utgard, but we'll have to see about that. Also means we can make our own shade beasts. That'd be quaint, and have access to Strength of Gaia, which is a buff that we really need to use on our ancestor guides or spirit masters rather, to cast Howl, which is going to come at the next level. So when it comes to magic, we are still about to finish off this over here. We've cast Reanimation over here with Shun, so some more skeletons are about for this guy to lead. Eventually we'll go down into the faraway sea. It will just be nice to have. This is once again without any local defense. I'm going to attack her with Apuleius here. I suppose we probably better move this guy in to be the scout on it for next turn. The Ulm's making a comeback. Don't call it a comeback, they've been here for years. Hopefully we'll go and squash them in a bit. Presumably Pangaea still has this massive stack on this fort. I don't know what they're doing. Maybe they'll go in and finish Ulm up, who knows. For our own sakes, we are attacking Fungwood because it hasn't got any local defense on it. This guy here, this rude dude who keeps smashing up our temples, I've decided to cast Seeking Arrow at with my Pretender God, and then we're going to be casting a Call of the Winds at it from the cave to get a couple of gem discount due to the crypt underneath. So, you know, a penny saved is a penny earned. Same true of air gems. Our water income is 1 per month, so I'm sending these guys out to try and hopefully remedy that. We are searching the chambers underneath first. Caves quite often have water sites in, and they have a higher chance generally of sites. These guys are still not quite being dom killed, but they are getting bloody close. And we are building a new temple up, and we are moving these guys off of here to build a temple there next turn, and moving this guy over to Pythium himself. This guy doesn't have a remotely carnate name yet, so let's call him the Surveyor of Burnt Forest. There we go. We should be alright going into that province. We are summoning some Lamashtas on the off chance that they send in Skrattir. Lamashtas are going to have a much better chance of dealing with them than some of our random guys. That's also why our horsemen are on Hold and Fire, is to try and see if we can hold them up a little bit and then beat them up later. We are moving these guys down to eventually take back Great Woods. Abyssia is not yet attacked, but they may soon. We'll just have to see how that goes. Now over here there are some absolutely cataclysmic battles. So first of all we teleport attacked into Surround Forest. And this guy was wearing enough random garbage and carrying enough gems to proc the enemy's gem usage. So there we go. So this guy is cast Foul Vapors now. In absolutely classic form, the Poison Ward was not cast on these guys by Hilda over here. It was cast on like 2 Mermen or whatever, somewhere over here. So turbo through it. My guy does not exactly last long, but hey, we trimmed a bunch of Scythecona. And then when the Sado Fenrir made it over to Hesperia, he then fought into a massive Atlantis force. So these guys did not have sufficient mage support for what it's worth. If they'd have had, you know, mass flight from a Tungalik or similar, they would have done a lot better, but they still do pretty well. But yes, so Foul Vapors is up, which is not something that Atlanteans are very good at defending against. They don't have any nature mages of their own. Although, I mean, in theory, most reasonably large empires are going to have some nature having provinces in them. just from tribals. So these guys are getting absolutely knackered here, right? So they're not doing good. Their fatigue is off the charts, they're getting poisoned. Hull goes up. These guys are getting crushed, obviously, because these guys are not as good at fighting as Utgard. Say that for free. These guys also look to have been starving, so that's interesting. So yeah, so the Scythe Kona here just get destroyed, absolutely destroyed. This one gets away, good luck. And then they attack the dog. So the weapons on the Al-Sartut have additional weakness, which is permanent steel strength on this dude. So we'll just have to see how long he holds out. The force from Utgard is actually already running, which is why the wolves are spawning in and then running straight away. He keeps going in and out of Berserk because his fatigue is being brought back by relief, and then anytime he gets hit he then goes back into it. But yeah, he's getting some strength stolen, that's for sure. But as we can see, his base regen is like 55, so it's a lot. And then these dudes are all gonna run away now. So yeah, so he's been decayed pretty badly. His age, I mean, he lives for a really long time, so he's not going to worry about the aging side of it. But in terms of his afflictions, he may have picked up a couple extra that he wasn't anticipating. Let's have a see. Not so far. Let's assume he just left with a chest wound. His globe was still up, so he didn't get hit with Feeble Mind. Right, now in the Hidden Realm, I'm building a palisade here. The reason for that is relatively simple. It's just to... I'm just trying to think if a Serpent Priest was ever here. I think they were, so I'm not going to search. Of course they were, because the Cedar Pillars were found. So I was potentially going to search for this guy, see if there are any nature forts here, but there wouldn't be. So yeah, so I'm building a palisade here to increase the number of supplies in the province and also just make it generally more defensible. Hopefully I'll remember this time that I'm doing this. Also in the capital I'm forging endless bags of wine, and I'm forging one over here as well. We really don't want to be starving in this province, so I'm going to give some Khans some bags of wine, and we'll go from there. In fact, I might get this guy as well. Let's lab this. If you press L when you are hovering over a magical item, it's not very intuitive how it works, but it drops it back in the lab if it can. Right, so taking this back. God willing, we'll finish this province off relatively quickly. The population, as you can see, is fairly sharply reduced by the raid we did on it that one time. If they take it back, we might raid them again in future. I don't think they're going to attack out of Arisia, but I could be wrong. That's a big old bunch of stuff. I'm sure they're going to want to wait for additional mage support, or potentially just additional meat from over here to appear. In terms of our own forces, so we are building up steadily our numbers over here, and soon we'll be able to go for whatever this will be, attack wave 3, I guess, and we'll try and claw some territory off them. But yeah, their empire is still much larger than ours, so any gains we make are going to be pretty big, especially in terms of swinging the balance. Atlantis, I think, was slightly feeling defeated when he lost a bunch of stuff, but he's going to be okay. I'll encourage him. But yeah, they have quite a lot of, obviously they have quite a lot of mages out, and their research has just been relatively good because of course it has, because Scythe Clone are very good. So hopefully he'll regather his strength, sail on in and do him in, because Utgard is actually slightly more battered than I think he understands. Right. I think I'm going to call it there. Hopefully it all goes well. And have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care. Goodbye. Hello everybody, it's Shapeshift, and this is turn 34. Let's call it 34. So, we had a plan. The plan was cast Seeking Arrow on a guy and then attack him with birds. Let's see how it went. Seeking Arrow hit him. Mwah, mwah. Birds didn't. Oh well. So he's going to be over there. So we're going to hit him with another arrow, and let's see if it works this time. That's basically my plan. Then we'll have the Dogmeat General go over here. Should be able to just take it and then pop back. We have equipped the endless bags of wine that we had here. In fact, I don't even need to send that whole guy. Unless he's got any money events. I'm just going to send this guy. And yeah, you can go too. That way we can rebuild the temple. So yeah, hitting the guy with the Seeking Arrow is not a bad plan, right? Because he's got, what, 11 health? Seeking Arrow does, as the description may or may not say, 8 AN damage. It's fairly reasonable to get that to roll 11. It's also not unreasonable for it to roll, 5, but so be it. At the end of the day, +3 on 2d6 is not super unlikely, and if he gets shot with the arrow and dies, then he's just dead, and that's the end of it, which is the point of why we're doing that. This guy is sneaking back here. We are rebuilding the temple here. This guy actually can probably go over here to be the dude who builds the temple. So what's the name of the other guy? Largen. Okay. So you can preach. I don't know if or when these guys are going to attack. So the thing is about 150 crossbowmen is that if they're going to 6 PD, they're going to beat it, right? That's just a fact. I'm not going to take the Dogmeat General. That's a silly idea. We will just go with Tang because and we'll take, I don't know, 5 guys. Let's call it 5 guys. Whatever, this guy can chill. We'll take them. Because that way, even if for some reason these guys don't get mopped up, we can still deal with them to some extent. Right. Anyway, back to it. So, if these guys attack into Hidden Realm, they'll probably die. If they attack into Glade Woods, they probably won't die. And instead, they will just sit on the castle, fortress rather. It's not castle yet. We'll have to improve that at some point. Over here we have 4 enemy candles, which is all that's left of Pythium. Fingers crossed we can dumb kill him in the next couple of turns. That'd be incredibly convenient for me, because obviously having the potential of breakouts and so on is a little tedious. It's certainly not impossible that he has... I'm just trying to recall what he had on his Pretend God. I think it was just Astral and Death. I was going to say if he had Earth as well, it'd be fairly plausible for him to, make a shade mail like we have and break out with a Bjarka's Canis. In terms of plans going forward, so we're going to attack back into Great Woods. Hopefully we'll take it. You just never know. You literally just never know. I gave some relatively good advice to someone who was playing on another faction, so I better mention that. So, Ulm is losing provinces to Jon Skrattir, right? These guys are turning into werewolves. The way you beat a guy who turns into a werewolf is you teleport on him in the magic phase. And now the reason for that is because it's going to provoke 2 battles if he then moves into somewhere in the movement phase. And when the second battle occurs, he is going to turn into a regular wolf. Now, the thing about a regular wolf is that he can't carry all the gear that's what's making these Skrattir dangerous. So if we go over to here, he's carrying a rhyme hammer, deadly, and a shroud. Right? He's casting all this stuff. Now if this guy just turns into a wolf instead of this, not only is he not going to be able to cast any of the buffs that he had, because he's going to be reduced to just having blood, it also means that he's not going to be wearing any gear whatsoever. So the regen is going to be off, and the chill aura and the whole shebang, it's going to be gone. So that's the utility of that. And if you're playing LA Elm, it's by no means impossible that you're going to have some Astral 3 mages that can do it. Now Pangaea is moving into Ulm, I would imagine, so we are going to move away. I'll probably send Arcpasty a message and go ahead and take it, mate, because at the end of the day I'm not going to be able to fight this army. So there you go. Looks like this has cleared pretty much his entire force from out of here. He still holds these provinces, so he's going to be able to see that, and this province as well. So he's still going to be able to see that, RIP, that Pangaea has this army in, as opposed to if he had lost control of this province and the surrounding ones, where it'd just be complete mystery what's outside. For the same reason as Pythium doesn't, or oughtn't to, without some outside help, know what's going on in these provinces, for example. Right, so yeah, so we've distributed the wine. We have another bag if we just happen to need it, all ready to go. Have a bunch of research going on. No fun new stuff, but those days may soon come. The counterattack phase of this war is going to be absolutely horrible, but we are going to have to do it, and we're going to have to just commit to it. This over here is not by any means impossible for us to take out, but I'm definitely going to want to have Hal first. Good thing about Hal is it's not terribly far away. It's 2 turns of research, and once we have it, we have scads of nature gems, so we're going to be okay to cast it as well. There's not too much else going on this turn. The Eternal Knights are pretty sick, so I might buy them actually. Let's see what we can spare. Maybe trim an Ancestor Guide to get the Eternal Knights. Why the heck not? Why the heck not? They're pretty fun. We'll bid them over in the Hidden Realm. That's fair enough. Or actually, maybe we'll bid them in Gladewoods, and we use them to fight in history and so on. Or maybe bid them in Zaburia, because we don't know if the enemy's going to attack. Sorry, this is probably absolutely excruciating to watch. My apologies. Right, I've now got 84 gold. Use another one of those guys, and see if we can get a Celestial Master out anywhere. Got one there. May as well get the extra cav there. I think we buffed the PD here by 1 point needlessly, so we'll get another Celestial Master there. That's going to be it for the turn. We're just going to have to see what happens in terms of what Utgard's up to. I think LA Atlantis was a little shocked by what happened, but hopefully they're going to be able to go back into Utgard and you know, help us help them, as it were. Take care and have a good day. Goodbye.